Hi guys, it's me again. Okay, now I'm going to do another video regarding Arfid. Okay, because that is a big part of life for me at the moment. Okay, so we're going to talk about the avoidance part of Arfid, which is the A. Okay, well, what do we mean about avoidance? Okay, well, what we mean, okay, is that Arfid is due to trauma. So if you have something traumatic happen, okay, you might avoid food or certain foods. So if you're sick, okay, I remember a time when I was younger, I ate loads of hot dog sausages. I mean, loads. Alright, and I vomited everywhere that night. I have never ever had any hot dog sausages ever again. I avoided that. I did not ever want to go through that vomit stage at all. Not with hot dog sausages. So a person with Arfid will avoid things. Another thing that happened to me when I was younger, I was eating a beef pie in a pub. Can't remember, I think it was like a dandy kind of beef pie. I was kind of into that kind of stuff at the time. I was with friends and colleagues. Anyway, a bit of the beef was attached by a bit of string, so there was a beef bit and a beef bit and a stringy bit in between. And I picked it up with my fork and I was eating it, and one bit had gone down, the string had stayed on, and the other bit was in my mouth. And I remember getting up and putting my fingers down, trying to get it out. I was panicking, I was choking. It was an awful experience, okay? So, on that occasion, it didn't put me off beef, okay? I might be vegetarian now, but at the time, right, it didn't put me off. I went back, I sat down, I finished my beef pie, which is probably the best thing I could have done. Otherwise, I might have ended up avoiding it. Now, I might have avoided not just the beef, as in for the beef pie, but it might have put me off meat altogether. It might have made me just not eat cow meat or red meat. It might have made me, you know, put me off these kind of things. So that's what we're kind of meaning by avoidance. You have a trauma about something to do with food, okay, and it can put you off that particular food or that food and a few in the same category, generally the texture as opposed to the colour, okay. So for example, if you choked on a pea, okay, then you might not avoid all the green vegetables, but you might avoid lentils because it's still round and soft. You might avoid beans because it's the same kind of texture. So there we have it. That's the avoidance part. As I said, it's due to trauma. Alright, so if you've had some trauma around that particular kind of food, you might avoid it, or the person suffering Arfid might avoid that and the category it's in. Or another thing, they might have to have things cooked a particular way, okay, and avoid it cooked any other way. So a big debate in my household at the moment, okay, and I think on Facebook a lot, is do we put potato waffles in the toaster? No. No, in my household we always grill potato waffles, okay. I don't even like them baked. We generally just grill them, okay. Other people, however, they can have them grilled, they can have them baked, and they can put them in the toaster. Now, we kind of have this thing where it seems a bit not right to put them in the toaster. So the kind of Arfid in my family are kind of saying, no, don't do it, don't, panic stations. Okay, one day we are going to try it though. Okay, one day I'll try it first, and then we'll see if the rest of my family will follow suit. Or maybe it will just taste really freaky, okay, and therefore it will just turn me off waffles for life. I don't know, it could do, okay, or it would just make me go back to grilling them, okay, you know. So if someone with Arfid had food cooked a different way, they would be able to tell, and because of that it would put them off that food type, not just that particular way toasting it, but it might put them off the whole food completely. So it's not worth trying it out unless the Arfid person is willing. There is a big thing about trying to get vitamins in people, all right, and trying to sneak them in food. I personally wouldn't recommend that, okay. I think Arfid and food and how you cook and prepare food, okay, is based a lot on trust, okay. And you know, if someone tried to sneak the waffle on my plate that was put in a toaster, I would probably know, and I know a lot of Arfid people, kids, adults, would probably taste the difference, okay. It's like beans. Some people can taste the difference in Heinz beans as opposed to any other brand bean, okay. So you have other brands like Sainsbury's own and Asda's own and Morrison's own and Tesco's own and Co-op's own, and if you put them in a little bowl, okay, I reckon the Arfid person would know which one is their favourite one, okay, by either the look of them, the smell of them, the taste of them, okay. There's lots of ways they could tell. Me personally, I would be able to tell the difference between Heinz beans and Asda's beans and Morrison's beans. I have my personal preference as well, okay, right, but that is just me. You would prefer other beans, I'm sure. So avoidance, therefore, okay, is about avoiding foods and foods types and food groups. Alright, so I think if there's any comments or questions, please leave them in the comments zone, okay, and I will try to look them up and answer them if you have any comments about avoiding food. Alright, but this little clip was just about Arfid and the avoidance of food and food categories. There's one other thing I forgot to mention. Now, people, okay, who have had operations on their throat, on their mouth, on their stomach, on their nose, or anywhere around, okay, it can put people off. It can put that person off eating, okay, and eating certain types of food, and they have to re-establish that back. Okay, so like for instance, I had my tonsils out when I was younger. A lot of people told me to eat ice cream. I didn't. I ate chocolate biscuits. Okay, I thought if I'm in hospital, I'm going to eat the nicest food I can think of. And at the time, that was chocolate biscuits. Apparently, it was the best thing I could have done. Okay, which was good, but some people probably did just eat the ice cream, and they might have been scared to eat anything rough, and therefore it could start up a phobia or a avoidance of food due to the trauma they sustained. So that's another reason why you could have Arfid. Okay, so you could have it due to trauma. Okay, anyway, either way, I hope that's clarified things. See you soon. Bye. Bye.
Oh. All done.